Okay, got an '07 EC300 here. Have a power valve rattle, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse over time. So on GASGASwriter.org's forum, I read where you can adjust the power valve and get some of the slop out of it, get rid of some of the noise, and help it to run better. So here I am, got it in pieces. Wouldn't even try this without the forum, so thanks again guys for the forum. Fantastic information on there. So as far as the way this works, and I guess I really struggled with the mechanism of how this worked in my mind, trying to read people's posts and look at the pictures. And so hopefully this video will come out pretty good and help some of you that are thinking about trying to do this, so you'll be able to see it and go, oh, okay, that's not as hard as it seemed or looked. The power valve is actuated by the centrifugal force off this piece, which I think is called the governor. And so when this gear spins faster and faster and faster, it spins this gear. This gear is attached directly by this shaft to this mechanism right here. And this mechanism has 6 ball bearings under here. And I just took this apart a little bit ago just to make sure that none of the bearings had fallen out. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But so anyway, this spins faster and faster, and as it spins faster and faster, the ball bearings, which are inside here, are actually toward the middle, and as it spins faster by centrifugal force, they're pushed out. And so as they push out, it pushes this plate and this plate apart. So it drives them apart like this. This plate actually, this outer plate can't go anywhere. It's limited, but this inner plate can go down, and a little bit sort of like a Revlock auto clutch or a Recluse auto clutch, how they work on centrifugal force. When this inner piece goes down, what it does is it pushes the spring here, and the spring actually helps it return to normal as engine RPM goes back down. So this little slot here between these shims, washers, bearings, whatever they are, helps to drive this pin. This little pin just sits inside there, and hopefully this will come through. And as this centrifugal force pushes this part down, it pushes that pin, which rotates this little arm. This arm's attached to a shaft that goes all the way through here. And this shaft, I'm going to try to get this at a lot of different angles so we'll be able to see it from all different angles. And the shaft's attached to this bell crank. This bell crank, of course, is attached to this arm. And the arm, as this pushes down and presses the spring, that pushes this arm up. The bell crank up, pushes the arm up, which activates the power valve actuator plate. This little actuator plate, I think is what it's called. This is the closed position for the power valve, and this is the fully open position on the power valve. Now you don't want to do this action right here without the bike on its side and without this cover off, because supposedly when it's upright with the cover on, you do this separates these two and the bearings can actually fall out. So, and they can actually get misplaced here. So make sure you don't, if you do that, make sure you double check to make sure that the bearings are there. And I just took this apart just to make sure all my bearings were there. So they're in there and in place. In any event, just want to show that, so this is power valve closed with this part against this bolt. This part of the actuator arm against this bolt, that's power valve closed. And let's just look at it real quick. Hopefully this will come out. And power valve closed. Hopefully that's coming out. And now I'm going to open the power valve, and that's power valve open. And this is power valve open position here, where this left upper part of the actuator plate actually comes around and hits this part of the bolt. So mine has some slop in it. And you can see that there's maybe 3 or 4 millimeters there that it's not doing much. So I'm going to adjust that out real quick with this adjuster here. And we'll see if we can get rid of that. And hopefully get rid of the power valve rattle. Okay, thanks to GASGASwriter.org and the forum and all the guys on there that contribute to that. It's just a wealth of information and fantastic, and I sure appreciate you guys.